Henderson, and we're going to be looking over Wimbledon. We're going to be looking at both the men's and the women's side for this little bit of a betting preview, and basically kind of like a how-to approach betting on tennis and things like that. Personally, I do not know anything about betting tennis. That's why I brought on Daniel Henderson here. He's going to be our tennis expert for today, and we're going to be asking him all the questions. So, how you doing so far?
Doing pretty good. I'm kind of flattered that you guys call me an expert. I wouldn't call myself an expert. I'm just kind of decent at it, which, that's what we do around here is we try our best and give our best effort. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good, man. How's it going with you guys?
Not too bad. Hoping for a little bit of a good day here in baseball. I got a lot of baseball action. I got the Bucks tonight. So hopefully we'll get some good results in that. But we're not here to talk about baseball. We're not here to talk about basketball. We're here looking at tennis. And this is not a sport I bet on at all. So as of talking from people who may not know about tennis or anything like that, starting it off here, we understand money lines. That's just to win straight up and all that. But like for one game here, we're going to be looking at for one game, I'll just click on the one we typed up here. Like one matchup we have in the first round is Jack Draper take on Novak Djokovic. Obviously, we're not going to be betting that money line at minus 16,000. That's kind of ridiculous. Right. But what is the minus? What does the minus 10 mean for people?
The minus 10 basically is game. There's matches. And in matches, there's sets, and in sets, there's games. So the minus 10 would be the minus 10 games, which means he would have to win the match by 10 or more games. And to do that, he would have to win the sets by enough games to cover that spread. So you can kind of look at the games as far as like points versus when you're betting regular sports. If say the Clippers were laying 10 points, it would be the same thing. They have to win by 11 to cover that. So basically, yeah, he has to win by 10 or more games to cover that 10 points, that 10 game spread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just put on like the text below. I said an example: if Novak wins 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. It's like he's winning 18-0 in this match, which means he would cover up to a 17.5 point spread.
Right.
Is there any spreads that you're like, this is way too high for me to lay? Or is there like with Djokovic here, he's a 10-point favorite. Do you think he covers the minus 10 or?
He's definitely capable of covering the spread. He's like that train in all sports right now that you don't want to get in front of. It's hard to bet against him. Like, I wouldn't take this other guy with the 10 games. I would lean more to taking Joe back laying the 10 games than I would taking the other guy with him. But the thing about it is, with tennis, it's kind of hard to lay those games a lot of times because it's one person fighting for their money, for their food. So just because this person is a 4-game favorite or a 1,600 money line favorite doesn't mean this other person is just going to lay down and let them take that. So it just takes for them to win one set or to push a lot of sets to a limit, to the 6-4 limit, or maybe even to a tie break, and that ruins your spread. So it's kind of tricky. You kind of want to watch it how you're doing it. You kind of want to take the upper echelon, the top ranked players when you're going to lay games, and even then it's tricky because you're going to get big spreads. So you just got to be careful. Watch how the players playing, watch their flow, how they do on certain surfaces. Wimbledon, I think, is the only one that's played on grass, so you can just kind of look how they played on, like, it's the only major played on grass. So you can see how that player does on grass court. Some of them play slow, some of them, dominate, and it's tricky. Just like with any other sport, just be careful. Make sure you're not doing nothing too crazy. The the odds line will kind of give you a better perspective. If it's -4 plus 100, lay off of it. I mean, because that's the odds maker saying, well, yeah, she's going to win and she's a big favorite. So we're going to give you this big spread and take it or leave it.
Yeah, and with those bigger players, where if you would get like a -10 at like a plus 105, that kind of feels like it could be potentially like a trappy line. Like, oh, these people who don't really come in and bet tennis often, they're going to see a name like Novak Djokovic, which everybody knows is like looking, and it's like looking at the NBA and seeing LeBron James. So they'll be like, okay, generally people gravitate towards them. So let's give a really big spread with a nice plus money. And maybe that's a little bit of a trap. So maybe you want to go the opposite way.
Exactly.
When looking at these bigger spreads.
That is key. I do that a lot of times too. I'll take the money line dog on the game spread, and a lot of times they cover.
Yeah, like looking at, I'm trying to find the match here between Djokovic. Yeah, like for Djokovic, he's a -10, but it's a plus 104 line on my book. On the opposite side, the plus 10 for Jack Drapier is a -124. Now, we're asking him to win 9 games. So we're saying 3 games each if he gets swept. If he can steal a set, that would kind of put you in a golden situation taking someone plus 10 like that.
Right.
So looking at that, would you be more inclined in laying the plus 10 or taking the plus 10 if it's like that negative number? Kind of maybe thinking the books are going to trap you into betting Djokovic here?
Yeah, looking at that number in particular, it does seem like more of a trap line. Djokovic, he does kind of sometimes like to play around with people. Which is the reason why they call him the Joker, because he does tricks. He will lay around there. He will dominate you the first set, lose the second 2, then crush you the last 2. But at the end of the match, he's still not covering his game spread. He won, but he didn't cover. So, yeah, you just kind of got to watch it with him. I mean, yeah, with the books laying it at -124, I would kind of be more inclined to take the plus 10, because a -10, that's a complete domination. That means this guy didn't hold any serves right.
Yeah, he would have to 6-3, 6-3, 6-2 him to push.
Right.
So that's a complete and utter domination. So if you think maybe he steals 5, he forces even a tiebreak in one of these one of the sets, he has a good chance of cashing.
That's a definite cover.
All right. I mean, we're kind of looking at Jack Drapier here in the first round plus 10 against Djokovic.
Yeah, I would take that plus 10. That's a decent bet.
Now on the bottom of my screen right here, I have scrolling on the bottom one some of the future bets that you liked. We're going to start over in the men's division because this one's kind of more of a straightforward one. The HCP futures for the men's side of the tournament. We're looking at these odds are strictly to win the whole tournament. Basically, you gave me 4 players, and they are the major chalk, but you said they're chalk for a reason.
Right. They're chalk for a reason because these guys, in all of the tournaments that they've been having this year, you've seen these few names, which is Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Berrettini, and Djokovic. Djokovic, like I say, is that train. He's keeps winning. I don't care how many sets you put him down in the beginning, he's going to come back and beat you just like he just did with Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas jumped out on him, I think it was 2-0, and he won the last 3 sets. And so, again, but Tsitsipas does put up a good fight. And had he not had that breakdown, I feel like, he gives you the best chance to upset. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to sprinkle a little bit on him as far as a future to maybe possibly pull off an upset in Wimbledon, as well as Berrettini. He's playing pretty good himself. Again, like I said, in these last majors and tournaments that they've been having, it's been these four guys that you've been seeing consistently in the finals. And so why go against that trend? I feel if anybody's going to win Wimbledon, it's going to be Novak. That's my pick.
Yeah.
I'm picking Novak to win it overall. But if
And
anybody's going to upset it, it would be Medvedev or Tsitsipas or Berrettini.
Yeah, which those are the top 4 odds to win the whole thing. And the Bucks agree with you on Novak here. He's a minus 130. Medvedev is a plus 700. Tsitsipas, or however you said it, is 8-1. 12-1 is Berrettini. So yeah, you do have the top 4 people here, but they're the top 4 for a reason. So probably the one you like the most, other than Djokovic, though, is Tsitsipas. You said has the best chance to upset.
Yeah, he, like I said, he gave him every bit that he could handle in that the French Open, and so again, I feel like he's going to feel slighted, so he's going to want to see him again in the final. And if he does, I feel like it will be another great epic match, and it could go either way. But I'm still going to lean a little bit toward Joker because it just is what it is.
Yeah. Now, hypothetically speaking, Joker and Tsitsipas play in the finals. What type of line do you think you'll see for that one, or what line did we see when they first played the last time?
I can't remember for sure. I think it was something like Joker might have been laying a few, or like maybe 4 or something like that, which was about right. It's probably going to be somewhere similar in there. Joker minus 4 games, and probably a
minus 200.
Yeah, okay. 200 something money line.
All right. So basically, our kind of our favorite plays are just the top 4 guys. They're top 4 for a reason. Djokovic, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, and Berrettini. Did you look at any other names that are not the top 4 guys that maybe might have a chance, or do you think that maybe like an Andy Murray at 100-1 could be interesting, or not really?
There's always a chance, you catch a player that catches steam that can go deep into a tournament. Murray is one of those guys that may go deep, and I don't know, you might catch him. He might pull off an upset, but I don't know. I think he's kind of to the point where he's kind of past the prime of his career as far as winning majors, but you never know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's some new people that I like to look at. Actually, Tsitsipas has a interesting matchup in this first round. He's taking on Francis Tiafoe. Tiafoe gave Tsitsipas a really, really good game a few years back, almost beat him, but Tsitsipas was able to hold on and take him out. But Francis Tiafoe has been coming up as a young up-and-coming player. He's been doing pretty good. And like I said, he can make some moves, and he could also surprise you and run deep into this thing too.
Yeah, Francis Tiafoe or whatever, however you said that. He's at plus 520 on a plus 6 games against Tsitsipas in the first round.
Right. And, he's American, so why not root for him?
So do you kind of like that plus 6 line?
I do. I do like the plus 6. Like I say, he always gives Tsitsipas a good game whenever he does play him. So I wouldn't be scared of it to take the plus 6.
Gotcha. All right. Now we're going to move on from the ATP, and we're going to go to the WTA for the women's side of this one. And this one's a little bit more wide open, I notice, especially with the odds you gave me here on some of the women you like for this one. Starting it off here with with the top one you like, which is or the top odd one, which is Kvitova.
Petra Kvitova. Yeah, she's
a 14-1 you gave me. You like Swiatek at 16-1. You gave me a couple long shot ones here with Krejcikova at 33-1, and then you gave me also Pliskova at 50-1. Kind of sends me a message that you're saying the women's are a little bit more wide open. We have obviously the two big favorites on top, Ashley Barty and Serena Williams, but you kind of like more of those the not big favorites in this one.
Yeah, on the women's side, it's been like a more of a changing of the guard. For years, Serena has dominated. Then Naomi Osaka came and took over. But with Naomi Osaka going through what she's going through with her mental depression and everything, she's not been playing. So it's been kind of leaving things open for a lot of these other girls who are actually really talented to actually sneak in and win a lot of these tournaments. Iga Swiatek has been like on a tear here lately. She's been winning a lot of tournaments, coming in first place a lot of times. The girl, Barbora Krejcikova, while she isn't ranked as high as some of the other players, she has been going deep into a lot of tournaments, pulling off a lot of upsets. I don't understand why they haven't looked up and recognized her yet, but they will soon. Pliskova, she's pretty decent. She doing the same thing, pulling off a lot of upsets, winning in places where they haven't expected her to. So, like I say, the women's side is really open. And like I said, you also have Petra Kvitova, who is a really strong player. She's a really smart player. She knows how to pick her spots. She knows how to place the ball to where you can't get it. I mean, she can send you all over the court, and and then in the next shot, just take you out. The serve game is good and everything. So, like I said, with the women's side, the women have really been doing their homework. They've really been getting the stuff together. So, and it's kind of like an equal playing field, and you never really know who's going to show up that night. There's Corey Goff out there. There's Ann Lee. A lot of names that could upset and go deep in tournaments and just throw the whole thing out of whack.
Yeah. So I noticed a lot of some of these big names that you're mentioning. If you look at them in the first round, you're seeing them minus 1,900, minus 900. Novak Djokovic is minus 16,000. There's some really big money lines in these first rounds. Is there a way you approach those? You try to just go around them? You just lay the games? What do you try to do with all those?
Well, what I do what I like to do, if you want to bet just straight money lines and you don't want to lay games, you take those big names, and the ones that 9 times out of 10 are going to make it to the finals, or at least like halfway through the tournament. They usually 1 through 10 is almost a guaranteed to make it through the first round. So you find a few names, 3, 4, maybe 5 of them. Depends on how, if you play parlays, how big or deeper parlays you like to play. Put a few of them together, bet a unit or two on that, and it usually cashes. It's way better than, of course, you got a minus 1,600 line, laying $1,600 to win 100. Just like I say, put a few of them together and put like maybe a unit, half a unit, try your luck, and it's usually rather successful when you do it like that. Like I said, it would not be an extreme stretch for Joker, Tsitsipas, Swiatek, and Williams, all 4 of those, which are all big money line favorites, to advance to the second round. So if you wanted to bet on them in the first round, place all 4 of them on one parlay, small money bet, and you'll probably get some good odds on your money.
Yeah, I'm trying to find those names here just to try to put together that 4-leg parlay. You said Swiatek with Serena Williams. I'm trying to find these names now so we can see what type of payout it has. There's Serena Williams at minus 916. Maybe Ashley Barty as well at minus 3,000. Just might as well throw that one in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find Swiatek here. Is she playing earlier? Yeah, like trying to find. I don't
Yeah, I
see
mean,
Swiatek here.
yeah, just grab
But
like
yeah,
four of them.
if you put four of them together, you can probably get around even money.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
close to
you
maybe like a
won't get.
minus 150.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the super big parlays like you
No.
usually do. You'll get like some even money at least, and why not?
Yeah, for the first rounds, these players should be close
Should.
to guarantees to make it out of the first round. So, do you see any like big upsets potentially in the first round here, where maybe take a shot at a plus 400, 500, 600 type of player? You see any of those type of players that you could see potentially pulling off an upset in the first round?
The only ones that I can see maybe getting upset that are favorites, Venus. She's kind of like on a decline here lately. I love her to death. You know what I'm saying? Her and Serena is what got me started in tennis, but it's just as of late she hasn't been looking at herself, so she may be a early round exit. And actually,
Yeah,
one of the games that
Venus
was
is Venus is only a slight favorite at minus 130, minus 1.5 games at or minus 113 if you're looking to bet her.
right,
And
and
the other one you're saying?
the other one that was actually one that we were looking at, Tsitsipas, is a potential upset, believe it or not. I like Francis Tiafoe. I like the way he attacks the net. He's aggressive. Has a strong serve. So he does have a potential to pull off an upset and beat Tsitsipas. If you kind of want to look at something, you know, he give you a little bit of chance on some upset money.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to find the odds on. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to take a shot at TFO, he's a plus 520. So, yeah, I just want to put out there here.
And another one I think
Dominic.
that's favored that may go out in the first round is Roger Federer. He's coming off an injury. He set out the French Open because of that injury. He didn't want to play until Wimbledon, which is now, and so that's a few factors. Coming off an injury, he's a little bit rusty. He's kind of like in the evening of his career, so to speak.
Yeah.
So he may lose to an up and comer this tournament. He may go out early. So
He's going up against Adrian Manarino. Federer is a minus 600, minus 6.5 games at minus 116. On the opposite side, plus 460 the other way.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be an extreme risk to take that.
Yep. Dominic in the chat asked, do you guys make good money when you bet tennis? I personally have never bet tennis. That's why I'm asking all the questions to Daniel. You usually make decent money when betting tennis?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as with any other sport. Like if you find your spots, pick your good bets, and you can actually win. Like I say, if you don't want to lay the games, find you a few of the ones at the top, parlay them together, and you usually get a good, decent, even money return on those. It's still risky, so I wouldn't say go over 5 or 6 of them. But yeah, just find you a few at the top, put them all together, parlay them, and hope for the best, just like with anything else. But yeah, you can. And the reason why I like to bet tennis is because it's a smaller market, so there's less people touching it, if you know what I'm saying. There's less ways to fix it. It's like I say, it's these people playing for their own personal food. This is how they eat, so they're going to give you a better effort every time they touch the court. They're going to give you their maximum effort. What they have that night is what they're going to give you. So it's to me it's a safer bet than, like I say, some of the major sports, baseball.
Kind of like when LeBron James stubs his toe and he's out or ruled out 5 minutes before game time starts.
Right. His fiance, his wife left the temperature on, so he woke up with the sniffles, so he can't play. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have that. They going, like, I remember Venus. She actually hurt herself during the game. She wrapped it up and finished the game. Like that's just how it is. Like this is how I feed myself, so I'm going to play. Best, if I can, I can't. But if I can go, I can go.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are the best type of games. You'll see that a lot in college as well, where these players are playing to potentially make the majors. They haven't made the big bucks yet, so that's why betting college stuff is kind of
Yeah,
the same way as betting
right,
tennis. Also, I
right.
think probably my best um, equal thing to betting tennis for me is betting UFC, where these people are fighting, literally fighting for their jobs and fighting for their way of living as well.
Mm,
So yeah, I can definitely understand that angle behind betting tennis because I do the same thing when I bet UFC
right.
behind stuff like that. So yeah, I understand where that's going at there. But yeah, my brother's saying
And
tennis is similar to CS:GO. Yeah, I guess.
right, that's just the key with it all. Like you want to find bets that and find examine all the markets and find the best bets. You don't even with college, like you said, yeah, those are people that's playing for their livelihood and they're trying to get to the next level. But if you got a slate of games on any given Saturday, one is Ohio State, Michigan. Why mess with that game when there's so many other games like Jacksonville State versus Troy that's going under the radar that a lot of people aren't betting on. So
Yeah.
it's just this is a marquee game, so they're going to, if at all possible for them to fix it, they're going to fix it. So
Yeah,
why not just go for the smaller market games?
yeah, for me, that's a little bit like when I bet the WNBA because not much action comes in on the WNBA. So I'm finding these soft lines like I did today. Currently 3 minutes left in this game. That's why I'm referring to it. I had the Connecticut Sun. They were a 5-point dog plus 175. I bet both of those lines, and they're up 20 points right now. So it's a very nice way to find some soft lines. And tennis can definitely be one of those sports. So I may dabble in this a little bit, do a little bit of research and maybe come up with some plays when it comes to some tennis here. Maybe I might do a little bit of research on that tonight. Maybe come out with some plays tomorrow.
Definitely, bro. And like I said, if you're interested in getting into tennis, now is a good time to do it because you have Wimbledon, which is the major tournament of tennis. And so you get a chance to see a lot of players and how and their talent on showcase, which will lead you into the U.S. Open, which is coming next month. Well, August. It's coming in August, and that way you'll have a little experience, a little see of it now. That way, when that starts, you'll know how to bet it a little bit better once that U.S. Open starts. And plus, then
Yeah.
we'll have U.S. starting time, so we won't be up 5 o'clock in the morning trying to watch matches and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice is number one. I think I noticed there's 128 men in the Wimbledon tournament, and a lot of these games start. I see 6 matches here start at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, so that's kind of
Yep.
interesting. Where is Wimbledon, by the way? I forgot to ask that.
Oh, ain't it in London, England, or something like that? Forget.
That's
To be
why I
honest with
asked.
you, I want to say it's in England, somewhere over there across the pond, somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably why there's a lot of 6 a.m. ones. Wimbledon location. It's Wembley Stadium is England. It's in England.
Yeah,
I didn't look it up,
yeah. I
so
thought it was England. I just didn't want to, say it, as well.
oh yeah. But yeah, I just thought we would go over a few things for tennis here. But anything else you have to say about little insights or anything about Wimbledon or any tennis betting before we head on out here?
No, I think that we've covered it pretty much. Like I said, just look for some good tennis. This is Wimbledon, so they're going to be giving their all. You're going to get some good matches. You're going if you like watching tennis, you should be in for a good treat this tournament.
Absolutely.
Especially on the women's side, you're going to get a lot of tight matches.
So yeah, maybe look for some underdogs here on the women's side for it. But
Right.
that's gonna just about wrap it up for this Wimbledon betting show, betting preview. If you guys want to find Daniel Henderson on Facebook, this is all scrolling on the bottom as well. He is at Breaking Vegas Sports Pick on Instagram, and he's on at Fat Deuce on Instagram. And if you want to find me, I'm over on Earl Sports Bets on YouTube. You can also follow the Earl Sports Bets Twitter page at BetsEarl, or you can follow me personally at Nicholas_Earl. I usually post my plays for the day over on my Twitter, so if you guys want to give me a follow over there, go ahead. But that's going to just about wrap it up for this stream. I want to thank you guys all for hanging out and all that fun jazz. And good luck with any Wimbledon you guys look to bet or anything you guys are betting for today. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a good one.